Hi and welcome back to K-popinions. I'm Belle.
And I'm Milie, and today we're gonna be back with our September recap episode.
We'll talk about Blackpink, ONEUS, Jaejoong, NCT 127, Kangta, and many more.
As always, we'll link the companion playlist in the description of the episode, and you can follow us at K-popinions podcast on Instagram and now on TikTok too.
Hi, this is Belle with a message from the editing room. We apologize for our delay this month. We know this is quite late, but actually this month Milie and I were both sick for quite a while, so we were unable to finish this any sooner. But there's also an upside. Now you get 2 episodes within only a few days because on Monday our Halloween special will drop. How has your month been music-wise?
Very bad. I mean, maybe not very bad. It got better, but it wasn't the best month for K-pop. We'll say that.
For a while during the month, I was worried how short our list for this episode would be. But now in the end, it ended up being more than I expected. I thought it would be even shorter. Because for a while it didn't look great.
No, for most of the month, my playing the playlist experience was like skip, shut down. Oh my god, I'm gonna listen to this for hours and then skip everything after that. It's my most played song in the past 180 days, I think, on Last.fm.
Impressive. So let's dive right in with ONEUS and their new album Malice.
I have a feeling this is one of the albums that you might like better than I do.
Oh yeah, I like it a lot. It's my favorite album of theirs since Devil.
Oh!
Yeah. Because I feel like it's more back to their core sound.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
The title song, Same Scent, while not being like my absolute favorite song ever, also not being my favorite song of the album, it sounds like core ONEUS. It sounds like their old songs. It also kind of reminds me of A Song Written Easily, which I loved.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And I'm really, really glad they went back to this, because for a while they went a little more into the hype and noisy direction. Because we talked about them on our very first episode. That was when they had their last comeback, Trickster, and we were both quite disappointed with that. And I'm definitely not disappointed with this one.
Well, I am disappointed. I am disappointed in the actual music, but I feel better about this than I did about their last release for sure. And this feels like a good signal that they didn't completely give up on that entire sound, but that it's just they're trying different things, which is good, I don't have to like all of it. So I'm happy that they went back to anything that is not hype noise music, basically. But I don't really like it because it's tropical and I don't like that. And I totally agree, it sounds like A Song Written Easily, but I don't like this song either. It's not a bad song, it's just something that
not
I don't really enjoy. Yeah, but I don't hate it. I'm happy with the message it's sending, basically.
What did you think of the B-sides?
I mean, I don't really like this album. Most of it I don't even remember. And then the 2 that are on the playlist, I mean, Stupid Love is, it's not even really rock. It's just, I mean, it's pop rock, but it's just not really interesting. It's not heavy enough, and it's all the same.
I love Stupid Love, but my favorite song is Gravitation. No surprise there for anyone, I think.
Yeah.
The chorus is so gorgeous, and the beginning reminds me of 1,000 different songs that I love from the past, but I can't name a single one. But I guess that already proves that this is exactly my style. And
Yeah.
I'm in love with both of these songs and just really happy about the comeback. And I personally know of several people who became a fan thanks to this comeback. So
Oh,
I guess
good.
it worked for one of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope this proves to them that they should go with this sound and not the hype sound.
Yeah, for sure. And I think most people are kind of over the noise music.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gravitation, I don't like it. When you said it makes me think of 100 different songs, I'm like, yeah, that's the problem.
No, it's like
it's so generic.
no, it gives me so much memories of, I don't know, it triggers these memories of songs that make me feel really good.
I wish I liked it, but no, not for me.
Since you're already talking about noise music,
it's the perfect segue into NMIX and their new album Entwurf.
Yes.
That,
oh, okay. You're speaking German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like Dice.
Obviously.
But honestly, it's not. It's better than OO.
Oh no. Okay, I'll let you talk first, and then I'll share my point.
I mean that's basically it. It's really bad. Okay. I don't like it at all. But I think it's not as bad as OO. I think that's more accurate.
Well, I might hate it even more than OO.
Oh.
Yeah. Apart from the weird mashup part, which I'll get to, I find the vocals in Dice so unpleasant.
Yeah.
Right? Like in several parts, that pressed out high vocal, it's so unpleasant. And it doesn't sound like it's comfortable for the girls either.
Yeah, I don't really get that because it's not even like, oh, they're reaching really high notes, so it sounds kind of hard, but it's fine because it's still impressive, which I never really get that. I mean, that's not something that sounds good to me, even if you can get to that high note, but it sounds like you're about to lose your voice or break a vocal cord or whatever. But it feels like they were seeking that sound, and that's what I really don't get. Why you would purposefully go for that. You know?
Yeah, it makes my ears hurt.
Yeah, and like it makes your vocal cords hurt.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like, just listening to that hurts.
Yeah, I really, really don't like that. So I don't get it. And
but that's why I hate even more than OO, because at least
I get that.
Apart from being not good, at least the vocals weren't like grating. And then the mashup thing. So obviously it's a song with a lot of different parts, but the issue is no part is good.
Yeah.
Like you can experiment and do mashup songs, but at least one part of it has to be good, right? Like with so many songs in the past, we talked about this and we're like, oh, I don't like this part, I don't like that part, but I love the pre-chorus or I love the bridge or whatever. And obviously that still doesn't make the song great because you don't like the other parts, but it still at least makes it work, kind of.
Yeah.
And that's also the case for aespa, and I'm sorry to compare them, but SM is obviously known for doing mashup songs and kind of having started the trend with SNSD I Got a Boy. So it's kind of impossible not to compare.
Yeah.
And aespa have several mashup songs, and I am not a fan of all parts of all the songs, but they all have at least one part that I love, so it works for me. But
yeah, because then it feels like you're returning to something that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
So
and then you can
okay to take a detour.
Yeah, you can build up to that part. But with this song and also OO, I hate every single part. There's really no other way to say it. So
same. There's no part of this song that I would want to listen to as a whole song with only this. In OO, there was this one part that was much brighter and more joyful and fun that was pretty good. So that's one that I would have liked to have the whole song be like this. But in this, there's like everything is kind of the same level of bad. It's just a constant level of crappiness. That isn't very appealing either.
No.
NMIXX do have members that are really good vocalists, so it's really weird that they're choosing to showcase the opposite of their talent, basically. To show them in a bad light.
There's so many incredibly strong female rookies around that NMIXX's weird style just completely pales in comparison. So I would be really sad if I was them. It's sad for them. Because they're talented.
That's what I mostly see people being kind of sad or pitying them.
Let's get to the second song.
Yeah, cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
It's not Song of the Year, but it's compared to their other songs, it's so much better.
I think that's what makes it good, is the contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think it's anything special, but compared to Dice, it's a masterpiece.
Yes, yeah.
And the vocals are actually pleasant. There's no forced high vocals. It sounds like they're natural singing voices. So that's already such a big bonus.
Improvement.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's a nice song. I enjoy it. I don't think it's gonna be the one song I remember from this year or anything, but it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like the I'm not sure how to really qualify it, but it's not really creepy or mischievous, but it's kind of somewhere in between. The vibe that it has, I like it. With the strings in the background, that's kind of hard to describe, but
it
really
has good
like
parts, good elements.
Yeah, for sure.
It shows potential for NMIXX.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, more than their title song, that's for sure. We'll see what happens with them in their next comeback.
We're hoping for their sake for better music.
Yeah.
So let's get to Don't Be Afraid to Fall by Hanroro.
I love this song. It just really makes me happy. To me, it came out at the perfect time in the year because it feels like an early autumn song.
Okay.
To me. You don't agree. Yeah.
I mean, I don't dislike it. I think it would be a nice background song for like doing some housework or paperwork or for a car ride, just like nice music. But to listen to it actively, it isn't special enough for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I guess our listeners won't be either. I feel like that's one song where you can tell who is gonna like it out of the both of us. But yeah, no, I don't know. It feels both fresh and warm at the same time, which is why it makes me think about fall, because that's like fresh and crisp because it's cold, but inside your heart and inside your home, it's warm.
That's beautifully said.
Right, yeah. And not cheesy at all, so that's good. But that's why I love fall. So anything that resembles fall,
fall is the best.
Yes. But I also really, really enjoyed there's the verse have one repeating vocal melody that I really, really like. And I don't know, the whole song just flows really nicely. It's just, I guess I see what you mean, that it would be a nice background song because it's so flowy and nice. Just, yeah. I really like it. Yeah, I really like her in general. She has really cool songs. But I guess we can move on to Jackson and his new song Blue.
Yeah. And kind of his album too, Magic Man. I mean, I'm not gonna mention specific other songs, but I have things to say. Yeah.
Well, then go ahead.
Okay. Well, Jackson's solo career is interesting to me because I didn't like his early solo stuff at all. But then there was a phase, specifically like 2020 to 2021, where he released banger after banger.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 Ways, Pretty Please, Leave Me Loving You, Drive You Home were all incredible. Yeah. So I had really high expectations for his 2022
endeavors.
Yeah. But from the songs he released this year, the only one I really like is Blow, which he released as a single in March, and it's now also on this album. But even that one, like, part of why I like it is because of the music video, which is really cool. But I liked it enough to be excited for this album. But sadly, I really don't like any other song of the album, really. He released another single of this album in July called Cruel, but we didn't talk about it on the podcast because we basically had nothing to say about it. And I feel like it's definitely a me thing. I think that this album is very contemporary, and it gives me like Billie Eilish and Harry Styles vibes. And obviously a lot of people are into that. So if you are into that, I think you'll love this album. But personally, I don't enjoy that style.
Me neither.
So this is not for us, I guess. But I can't say it's bad, because it's not. It's just not my style. And
yeah, I agree.
But what I do think is that it really fits his voice, that style.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's another reason why I feel like hesitant to say that I don't like it. It's just really not my style.
Yeah. I mean, Blue, it's okay. Like, I can see how people would like that. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, same. I listened to the album and I couldn't tell you a single thing about any of the other songs. But I will say Blue, I feel like if I'm in a specific mood, I will definitely go back to this one, because I think if I'm in the right mood, I might really enjoy it. But on a normal day where I'm just feeling normal, I guess, I don't really enjoy it. It's so slow. And it's so quiet, and I don't want to say boring, because boring is negative, and in this case it's not that it's boring, it's just that
style.
Yeah, it just doesn't get to the threshold of excitement I need on a day-to-day basis, I guess.
And I think I need even more excitement.
Yeah, we've established that.
Yeah. But I do think, despite all that, I think it's actually, like, looking at the album, this was a good choice of the title song, because it is one of the better songs of the album.
I also think it's a good choice for him. It feels very, organic for him.
Yeah.
It feels, and really comfortable for him. So he seems like he's doing something that he loves, so good for him, and sadly just not for us.
Yes, but if you are into that, if you are into Harry Styles, go listen to that.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to I Am by Maka Maka.
I gathered from you wanting to keep it in the playlist that you like it.
I love it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a style that was around more in second gen and early third gen, right? Like that 60s inspired rock and roll thing with saxophones and everything. It reminds me so much of Secret.
I knew it.
Right? And I loved Secret. It could have totally been a Secret song. Or maybe also like an early Ailey song.
Oh, yeah, right? True, yeah.
So yeah, it's really refreshing to hear that among the current girl group trends. So I'm very happy.
For sure. I think this one is kind of on the edge for me. I like it, but it's a little more screechy than I would like. And not exactly up to the standard of these second gen songs.
But I guess that makes sense because they are quite, you'd say, new, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never heard of them before.
No, me neither.
But it makes sense that I guess their production they don't have that much budget for production.
True.
So.
That's true. I think it's probably the production and also just K-pop producers and songwriters' insistence on using really high keys for girl group songs. I mean, for everyone. Honestly, if you're not a soprano or a tenor in K-pop, good luck. But that's kind of the issue for me too. I mean, it gives you more of that screechy, uncomfortable vocals, but it's fine.
I didn't get that from this one.
No, it's not like, ooh, that was real. It's not NMIX. But it's still too high to be fully comfortable. But yeah, other than that, I enjoy it.
And I am actually interested. Like, I'll keep an eye on them now.
Yeah, me too.
And maybe their production value will rise.
Yeah, I
You
I
doubt
wouldn't
it.
hold my breath. Well, let's move on to Jaejung and his new album Born Jean.
Yes.
I'll just let you, just
Okay,
do your
just let me
thing.
go. So I hope people know who Jaejung is. If not, he's a K-pop legend. From formerly from Dongbang aka TVXQ and JYJ, and he was my old bias for years and years. So this is really emotional for me. Also, like on Spotify, he's called Jaejun, like Jun, which is his Japanese stage name. Also, his birth name, by the way. But yeah.
Really?
Yeah, his birth name is Han Jaejun.
I don't remember that. I didn't remember that.
I think I might remember this wrong because he was adopted. So I think his adopted
I also didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Okay.
No.
He's adopted, and I think his adoptive family are the Kims, and his birth mother might be Han. And then they also added a G at the end of his name. I don't know.
Okay.
But technically, Jaejun is his birth name, and Jaejung is what he's known as. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm just so surprised that I didn't know that.
Yeah. I got so emotional when I first listened to the album and watched the music video. In the August recap, we said that we want rock Jaejung and power ballad Jaejung. And while we didn't get exactly that, I am 100% satisfied with this album. Obviously, it's not as hardcore rock as like his early solo stuff, right? Like, I mean, Mine was just another dimension.
Yeah, I think it's probably good that it didn't go back to this sound, because I think I would just explode if it did. Yeah, I would just die.
But I feel like with this album, he definitely channeled like the soft rock style of his 2013 album Who, When, Why, which was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And the music video to Nobody Like You, the title song of this new album, made me so emotional because he looks so happy and content with who he is and where he is at this point in his career, which, knowing the whole history of Dongbang Shinki and JYJ and the lawsuits with SM and scandals of other members, is definitely not a given. And seeing him so happy and seeing him like this and with such a good song, such a good fun song too, brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm just happy he's happy, and I love him.
Oh.
Obviously, like with every album, you don't like each song the same amount, but this album as a whole feels like a real piece of art. Like, even the songs I didn't like as much as the ones I will mention, I really enjoy just listening to the whole album because it feels like a really well put together, thought through piece of art, and not just some random songs slapped together. And I think you can tell that he really releases the music he releases out of like a real passion, and not because he needs money or anything. Because let's be honest, he wouldn't have to continue singing. He does not need the money. He is known for being the richest K-pop idol. Like, he is rich, not to brag about my bias, but like, it is known that he's richer than Psy, IU, every Big Bang member, every BTS member. So he doesn't have to do this, right? He could just chill at home. But I feel like he doesn't release music often anymore, but when he does, it's like really well put together and his heart is really in it, and it was just a joy to listen to the album.
Yeah, it does feel really moving and joyful. And I think especially Nobody Like You is a really good choice for the title song.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, first, it's good. So that's always a good choice. But it's such an emotional song. Like, it just kind of...
Yes, but like happy emotional, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's just really, really moving, and emotionally intense and makes you feel so happy and joyful and good. So I think it was the perfect choice out of the
Yeah.
songs on the album. That's the one I would have chosen too.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, really, really nice.
But there's 2 songs on the album that I like even more. That is Broken Mirror and Walking on Water. That's exactly the music I need and want from Jaejung. My favorite of the album is Walking on Water. I think no surprise there. The chorus is so kind of in a similar way as Nobody Like You, and is really like happy, emotional. You know how when you listen to music, you sometimes can immediately envision a music video? And with Walking on Water, like I immediately see someone like running, like someone, right? Like someone who's finally breaking free from a situation and like starts running. That's how it feels. And I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I totally see what you mean. Sadly, the 2 songs that you picked, I'm not a huge fan of. But I also completely, like, it totally makes sense for you and for him.
For us.
Yes, it makes perfect sense for you. For you guys. But I totally see what you mean, that it feels like running and it feels really like free.
Yeah,
and
like freeing. Yeah.
Yeah, really, yeah, totally agree.
You added In the Rain, right?
Yeah. That was apart from Nobody Like You, that was my favorite on the album.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah. To be fair, it's also not going to be one of my favorite songs ever, but I really like this, this general vibe that's like both kind of upbeat, like it's not too slow, but it's also kind of, I mean, I've used that word 1,000 times in this podcast by now, but subdued. It's kind of holding back, because you know when you can feel there's more like whatever it is, like emotions or energy or whatever that's kind of held back. I really like that. I don't have a ton to say about the song. I just really like this, and I really like the textures and the sounds that were used and the melodies, and just everything is really nice.
It wasn't one of my favorites, obviously, but I like it, and it does remind me more a bit of like the sound JYJ had.
Yeah,
right?
Which I really enjoy. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Then let's move on to We Are Young by Vincent.
Yes, let's. Oh god, I love it. I should say I love 2/3 of this song very much.
Okay.
The main part of the song, I love it. It's so moody and dark and intense, and kind of darker rock. It feels kind of old school, like early 2000s rock too, which I really like. I love the general vibe and intensity. I really love this song. And then you get to the last third of the song, which is dubstep. And I usually skip that part, to be honest. But I don't mind, because it's actually the first 2/3 of the song that I really like. And it's worth it for me to play that and just skip to the next song or replay it if I'm not done. But yeah, the dubstep part, I think it could have been good. I think dubstep was really annoying when everyone was doing it. But now that it's used more sparingly, I actually quite enjoy it. Sadly, for me in this one, it doesn't really fit, so I don't really enjoy it. I like that they tried going with that. The result isn't really what I would hope, but like I would take someone trying something that doesn't really work over someone that doesn't try anything new any day of the week, basically.
Okay. I know this is gonna be weird, but I know last time I used I could fall asleep to this as a bad thing, but in this case I mean it as a good thing.
You could fall asleep to this?
I know this is weird, but
that's surprising.
It's not about, like, I can sleep to anything. I actually once fell asleep at a rock concert.
Okay.
So I can sleep to anything. I would actually really like to fall asleep to this because it has this very warm, like mellow vibe that I would love to hear while falling asleep. And then even when the guitars come in and like the chorus goes harder, I could still sleep blissfully. But then the last third would probably wake me up.
Yes. It would be a really short nap.
Yeah.
I think they should release a version of the song without the dubstep.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Nirvana Girl by Sorn featuring Yin.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say now that Sorn just has really good songs.
I know.
Because this is another banger.
I know. I'm so glad you agree.
Oh yeah. I mean, obviously, were you actually worried?
Let's say I was like 10% worried and 90% I thought you would like it. But you never know, you know. I mean, we have surprised each other before, so.
That's true.
Yeah, it's so good. It was stuck in my head a lot this month.
Oh yeah, same. All the time. It's so catchy.
Yeah. And like you said, I really love what she's doing since she went solo. She seems to be trying out a lot of different things and just like doing what she enjoys, but somehow most of it works.
Yeah, and most of it, even though it's not the same style or, you know, you can definitely tell that she's trying different things, but at the same time, it all feels really cohesive.
Yeah.
I really enjoy her solo career so far. And she seems pretty fun too, like on TikTok.
I know, I was gonna say, like on social media, she's so fun and like approachable.
Yeah.
So I think she, like as a whole, she navigates this solo thing really well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's nothing that I would change in this song, to be honest. I don't really have any complaints or anything. The instrumental is really cool. It's kind of simple, but in a good way. But you still get interesting riffs and that weird bass synth noise thing in the background. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, love it. I would say the weakest part of the song is probably the rap, but it's still not bad at all. Like I still enjoy it. Like I don't mind it. I wouldn't change it. So maybe it's not the weakest part. I don't know.
Let's move on to NCT 127's new album, Two Baddies. Just saying that is like...
Yeah.
Did you also... There were so many like memes about people being embarrassed having to go to the store and ask for two baddies.
Yes! I'm not afraid to say that's a terrible title.
Yes.
I mean, it's also a terrible song, so
no.
I guess it's fitting. This is the moment where if this was a video and not a podcast, I would be staring at the camera like in The Office. I will say I do enjoy their experimental songs in general, but this one just... no.
Well, first of all, this comeback was long overdue, right? I mean, I actually checked, the last 127 comeback was a year ago. So, yeah.
I mean, it was Sticker, right?
Yeah, Sticker and the repackage of Sticker,
that's
favorite.
True. Oh my god, how could I forget?
A vampire song. So it was very anticipated. And also, I feel like after Sticker, people were ready for anything.
Yeah.
Personally, I like Two Baddies. I love the rap verses so much, especially Mark's part. I'm just a fan of Mark's rapping in general.
Yeah,
like a Mark rap can never go wrong. And I love Tails and Do-young's part in the pre-chorus, Jungwoo's part too.
The pre-chorus is really nice.
Right.
It's really good.
There's so many parts I love. I always like hearing Taeyong's very distinct pronunciation. Like no one pronounces words like he does. You can just tell it's Taeyong rapping.
It sounds like a hidden criticism.
No, it's unique, you know. And I also love the na 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 sip sippity part. It's great. I mean, I guess as in so many cases, the weak point is the chorus, obviously. But it's not even that I would generally dislike it. I think it's fun in an outrageous NCT way. But what I don't like is that it is them singing it or like saying it together.
Yeah,
Because,
it sounds so weird.
yeah, it's like a dissonant choir. It's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah, because like they purposely didn't do it in the same on like with the same notes. Like it's like purposely dissonant and it's
I
weird.
mean, it's harmony, but except
Yeah,
dissonant.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't like that part at all, but now I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And since I love every other part, like literally every other part, and I don't hate this part, once you get used to the dissonant aspect of it, it's fun to just vibe with it. It's one of those songs where you just have to let it happen, let it take over you.
Yeah. I haven't been able to do that yet.
What did you think of the rest of the album?
I really liked it.
Interesting.
because I told you that it was a much better album than what I was anticipating. Honestly, I had a really good time listening to it. Overall, I thought it was really just a really pleasant experience. And there were a few songs that I really, really liked. I think you added Tasty to the playlist,
Yes.
but I really enjoy it. It's just so crisp and fun and just full of attitude and swagger. It's really great.
The first time I listened to the album, I was not over the moon. Like, I was not impressed at all, actually. But I'm not usually the biggest fan of NCT 127 B-sides. I mean, there are some amazing B-sides, but they're usually the exception for me. So a lot of the songs on this album are just not my thing. But then, interestingly, I saw a lot of N-citizens and non-N-citizens like you saying that they love the album. Like, I saw people saying, like, I love every single song apart from Two Baddies. And I'm like, okay, interesting, I guess.
Yeah, that's me.
So I guess, clearly, my opinion is an unpopular one in the fandom. But I did like Tasty a lot, and also Black Clouds.
Yes. Oh,
Right? They're
so
very
good.
different, because Tasty is more of like a hype rap song.
Yeah.
Black Clouds is more like a song where their vocals are, where they're showcasing their vocals.
It's so nice. It reminds me of an NCT Dream song from last year. Yes, it has kind of a Dive Into You vibe, and Dive Into You is one of my favorite NCT Dream songs ever. I love it so much. I really, really like Black Clouds. It's really relaxing and just full of lovely melodies, and I really like the bass. There's a kind of a quiet, like, simmering bass in the background that's really nice. Yeah, it's just one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah, it's really nice. Also, I think you added that, and I'm sure you'll talk about it. Gold Dust is also nice, like vocally very beautiful.
It's just so warm and comforting and beautiful.
It's
and
beautiful.
Smooth and nice and chill. It feels like a really nice warm sweater.
But there's also a bunch of songs on the album that to me range from being a nothing song to being actually annoying, like Faster.
Oh no, I love it.
Very annoyed by Faster. But I totally see why you like Faster. It gives me runway vibes. It's like a fashion song.
Oh, I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure it's a good walking song.
Yeah, it sounds
Although,
like
you know what, I realized I don't think we walk in the same pace, because I tried a few of the songs that you said were good walking songs, and they're way too fast for me.
Really? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I take like short but fast steps.
But this is the right, it feels like the right pace for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. This is kind of a more experimental, with weird sounds and stuff like that, and they're a more experimental song I really enjoy.
I'm listening to it again right now. I don't hate it anymore. I like it. Why did I not like it before?
Oh my god. Yeah, I honestly I couldn't tell you, because it's so good. Because it's full of, it's crisp and crunchy. Like, that's the two words that just jump out for me with this one. And all of the weird textures and sounds really add to that feeling. And the eagle noise, yeah.
And it sounds more like a Super M song than NCT song.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now that I like Faster, maybe I should listen to the rest again as well.
Yes, you should.
I mean, at this point, I already like 6 songs. Oh, by the way, Vitamin. Have you looked up the lyrics of Vitamin?
Oh, no. Is it the multivitamin me A, B, C, D?
Yeah, and then when you translate it, the Korean parts, there's an interesting part that says, "Girl, you gotta take it all, baby."
Interesting.
Swallow me first. I can change all of your moods.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then vitamin me, A, B, C, D. I mean, it's interesting.
It has that vibe in the music too.
Yeah. I mean, you could, if you're a very innocent person, you could interpret it innocently, just saying that they're just trying to make you happy, you know, with their vitamin. But I get a different vibe.
Yes. Also, just knowing NCT, I don't think there's, you know, there's no argument to be made there.
No,
yes,
it's
just
not innocent.
You know, it is not.
But yeah, I only like 6 songs out of 12 at this point, so maybe I should listen to the rest again.
Yeah, because I mean, they're just a really cool album. We can talk about Luminous by Luna.
Yeah. I feel sad for you because you were excited for this.
Yeah, I was so excited because obviously I love Luna, and I really like their Hula Hoop, their last Japanese single, their first Japanese single. So I had so much hope, but this is tragic. This is so bad.
Yeah.
I can't make sense of it, that such a crappy song would be going to them and actually being released by them. Yeah. It's just not good.
Yeah, I listened to it and I was like, okay, I hate it. But then I was like, okay, I never really like Luna songs. Maybe it's not that bad. But then I went to check and I actually do like a bunch. Well, I mean, I added like 16 Luna songs to my playlist.
Oh!
So I was like, okay, no, I really do hate this one.
Yeah, no, it's so
annoying.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's not catchy. It feels so empty and it's just not good.
Yeah.
Also, it's not great to see them dropping like flies at their tour. That's going not great. Like to see them being so overworked and everything. And then I know they didn't, obviously they did everything before they left for the tour, but still, like, while they're on tour and it's going terribly and then this comes out, it's like, ooh, that's a bad time for Luna. Doesn't feel great.
But we still had to talk about it because you love Luna, and last time when we did our preview of the month, you were like, oh yeah, and Luna's coming, so yeah.
That's by far the biggest disappointment this month for me.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, especially because the next one is not disappointing to me at all.
Okay. The next one is Kangta's new album, Eyes on You.
It's so good. I think that my 2 favorite albums of the month were NCT and this.
Interesting.
Yeah. I also told you, oh my god, this was way better than I thought. And
I know.
like, okay.
I know. I already knew that you like it, but I'm still a little baffled.
I'm not surprised that you didn't, because I can totally see that this is not really the album for you.
Especially the title song.
Oh, really? You don't like it?
No. Don't you hear the sound I don't like?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even notice that would be the sound that you hate. I thought that you wouldn't like the album as a whole because it's full of R&B tracks that you don't always enjoy.
I mean, I didn't like the album very much. Like you said, the whole album is not quite my style. But I was okay with most songs. I even liked one song a lot, which we'll get to. But I was not okay with the title song. Yeah. Oh, well, by the way, I don't think we've mentioned the name of the title song.
Love song.
Love song, yes.
Yes. I knew that the album was coming out, but he has a very not distinct sound in the sense that he does something that no one else does, but just that he always kind of goes for these really sultry R&B tracks. That I tend to really like. I used to like K R&B way more a few years ago, but I still enjoy it from time to time. And usually I like his music. But when I heard that he was gonna have an album, I was expecting something like this for the title song, and I was kind of wary because I like it, but it's easy to just fuck up and have something boring or generic. So I was like, you know what, it could be good, but I'm not going to be too excited. But then I checked it out, and it was this, and it was like, this is absolutely not what I was expecting for him, but I am so here for it. I love it so much.
To me, it was at the same time a similar experience and a completely different experience, because I also didn't expect this at all, but for me it was a negative surprise.
Yeah.
From the first note I was like, no. That's not it for me, which is kind of sad because I do like some Kangta songs. He has some good songs, but yeah, that was not it for me.
I'm so sad because I wish you could enjoy it as much as I do, because it's one of my favorites of the month.
Interesting.
By far. To me, it sounds completely contemporary and, yeah, really sleek and expensive and really nice. It's kind of like club music, but more chill and subtle and light in a way. So it's not really like a hype kind of song at all, like you would think about for club music. It's kind of the sophisticated contemporary version of that.
I just realized, because you said it's club music but not as hype, I just realized that I think if someone made a remix of this, a club remix, I would like it. Because if that sound that I hate is like more over the top and like actual with a beat that you could go crazy to in a club, then I like it in a sense that I could go crazy to that. That if it's just like a more subdued version with that sound in it, then I hate it. Someone should do a remix.
Yeah, I'm sure I would like that remix too, actually.
Well, there is a song on the album that I like a lot. You probably don't, right?
Oh no, I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Persona 2022 is the song. I like it so much. It's very chill, but at the same time has like this subtle emotional yearning kind of, which gets more intense in the chorus. Like, it's a song where, despite not every part being super interesting, you somehow hang on to every word he sings, because he sings with so much like conviction.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, that's exactly the kind of songs that I expect for him, because he has kind of that sound that's really hoey or I guess sensual, but also really warm. Like, there's more substance than just your typical run-of-the-mill hoe anthem, I guess. Yeah. Which is why I enjoy his songs in particular. I still think it's easy to fuck up, but somehow he has an album full of those, and they're all great. This whole album is amazing.
I wouldn't go that far, but it's okay. Should we move on?
Yeah, because you know what's not wonderful?
Yeah.
EXID's new song, Fire.
Oh, you know what? I never pronounce it. I always say exit.
Yeah, me too, but apparently it's EXID.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I say it wrong for 10 years?
Yes, but me too.
Okay.
I only found out like last year.
What does it stand for?
I don't know.
Let's Google it. Exceed in dreaming.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let's just forget about that. So yeah, Fire by EXID.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so bad.
I mean, first of all, it's quite impressive for them to still be around.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I was so excited for their comeback. But
yeah, I mean, this is their 10-year anniversary, which is, I mean, it's already rare in K-pop, but even more rare for girl groups.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But
Yeah, good for them.
But yeah, I mean, I've said this so many times before. The pre-chorus is fantastic.
Yeah.
I
But
am
it's
obsessed.
just not enough anymore.
No, in this case, the rest is so not good. But
Yeah.
I'm so sad for the pre-chorus because what a fantastic part. You
Yeah.
could make a great song with that pre-chorus.
I don't know, like good pre-choruses just don't cut it for me anymore at all. Like it's for a while I was like, well, you know what? It's not great, but the pre-chorus is really good. But just the trend of having a crap hype song and then having a good pre-chorus, I'm so over.
I wrote down a very similar saying. I wrote down the moment has come where I am over the trend where the pre-chorus is great and then the chorus is just hype stuff. That's exactly what I wrote down.
Yeah, it's
and
so annoying.
Especially when the chorus is just like instrumental hype noise. I am over that.
Yeah,
for a while it was fun, but now it's just please stop.
Yeah.
And actually that makes me kind of worried for Stray Kids' comeback.
Yeah,
because they have been doing that for a while now, and
yeah. Somehow they managed to make it sound good, mostly.
Yeah, they made it sound better than most others.
Yeah,
because they're I don't know, they're good artists, good songwriters.
Yeah.
Still, even though they do that trend, but now I'm over it, and I don't want that anymore.
And also, it can't last forever.
Yeah, like let it go. Yeah. So yeah, Exit's song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's annoying because they're better than this. You know, they have really great songs, and it's kind of sad, especially because it's their 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of coming back for your 10-year anniversary if you're just going to have a generic, uninteresting hype song that everyone's been doing? Like, do something special.
To me, their best songs are really old ones. I haven't liked their sound for a while. I think the only one that I liked recently was I Love You, but that was in 2018. That's also been 4 years. So my favorite Exit songs are like the really early ones, like Rookie Era. I loved their debut. I remember that.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
And then I Feel Good was amazing. And one of my favorite songs by them to this day is Every Night. It's so good.
Oh yeah, you're right. Every Night was so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, like I said, their whole Rookie Era, 2012, was just incredible.
They just had really well-crafted songs, whether you like them or not. And they stood out. And so them having this, especially for such a big anniversary, is such a letdown.
And it feels a bit like, because it could be a song of like any fourth gen group or anything, and it feels like, I don't know, you're like these 10-year veterans at this point. Like, yeah, I would expect a bit more. Let's move on to JB's song Go Up. We have another GOT7 member here doing his solo work. You probably don't like it, right?
I don't.
I was surprised because I really like it, and so far I did not like his solo stuff at all, I think. But this was so fun. I was not expecting that at all. It's so fun and funky. It could be like a Bruno Mars song. I especially love the yes, yes, yes part with like the high-pitched yeah afterwards. It's so good. It's just pure fun, and I'm impressed. And it's not even the only song on the album that I like, which was even more surprising to me.
And to me.
Yeah, I watched the music video first. I was like, ooh, that's actually fun. And then I went to check out the album, and I was like, well, that's probably an exception, right? Because I never like his music. And I'm like, oh, no, I do like it. I don't know, it has just a really nice vibe. I also really like the song Livin'. I was positively surprised. I guess what I also wanted to say is that, well, maybe that's not completely true, because we do have a song in our 3-word section that is a very similar style. Maybe that will be like the new trend now in the future, I don't know. But it did stand out to me that we did have these 2 songs this month that sounded very like funky Bruno Marsy. And to me, that was a nice change of taste among all these, I don't know, typical 2022.
Yeah, that's true. That's nice. It's one good thing about it. I don't like it. I think it's boring. But I guess I should take back my God, I hope not. Because it's not the style that I mind. Because I like more like funky stuff.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that it's something different. I just don't enjoy the execution for this one. So I will take back what I said. I guess I'm happy. And especially because the other version of this, I like way more. I actually enjoy it, and this one is just a miss for me for whatever reason. I just don't really vibe with it.
But I know you will have a lot of positive things to say about the next one.
Yes, because the next one is Born Pink by Blackpink, and I love this album a lot. So yeah, I especially really, really like Shut Down, and I know you do too. So let's start with that.
Well, I think comeback of the month, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same for you, right? But also for me, it's at this point, Shut Down is my favorite Blackpink song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And you know I love waltzes, and it's a badass waltz with violins and rap. Like, how, that's just genius.
Yeah, like when they announced that it would be sampling Paganini, I was like, oh god, it could be amazing. I had hope for it, but I was also kind of scared that it would be, because it's kind of a gimmick and it doesn't always work. But oh my god, I love it so much. It's so good.
Yes.
Also, because it is really badass, but I don't think they've ever sounded more natural. Because, I mean, they almost always have badass songs, and I think it fits them, but it does feel a little forced sometimes. Still okay, but a little forced. But here, they sound completely confident, completely comfortable. It feels really natural for them. This is definitely another layer of enjoyment I get from this song and the music video and everything.
Last month, we talked about IVE and their sample of I Will Survive. And we talked about that the song doesn't need a sample. In this case, for me, the song needs a sample.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It would still be an okay song without it, but so much of the song is because of the sample. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but basically it just works because of it. Which is not a bad thing, by the way.
No, not at all, but
I think it's cool that the sample is so...
It's much
intricately
more integrated.
Integrated into... Yeah, I think that's really great too. It feels really strong and badass and kind of like... I don't like nasty. Like, you can't say shut down normally. You have to be like, and I don't know, it just exudes confidence. And weirdly enough, there are no lines that feel awkward or weird to me, even though some have the potential to be kind of cringe. The only thing I'm not a fan of is the whip it part in the chorus, but I don't mind it. But even like Rosé's line, "Catch me when you hear my Lamborghini go vroom, 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 vroom," it could be so cringe, and she makes it sound so badass and cool.
I know, it's fun.
Honestly, like, Rosé in this song is just amazing. She sounds so good. We were talking about songs that were way too high-pitched for singers, and this is the opposite. It's probably written in a lower key than usual for them, and it's so great to hear Rosé in a more comfortable range for her. She sounds amazing. But even Jisoo, I think she's a really underrated vocalist, and she also shines in this, I think. And I really like the raps. Everything is just so... Oh my god, also the stay in your lane because I'm about to swerve, and then silence
that's my
line.
favorite part.
Oh, me too. I love it. It's so great. Yeah.
Let's move on to the B-sides. My favorite is Yeah, Yeah, Yeah.
That's the one I'm not a huge
Really?
fan of. Yeah.
Why? It's so
I think
good.
it's kind of boring and generic to me.
No, and it's
Yeah.
80s inspired.
We said that we like 80s inspired songs, but it doesn't mean that an 80s inspired song is automatically
No,
good.
of course not, but this one is good.
For me, I think apart from Shut Down, I would have a hard time choosing between Hard to Love and Tally. These two are my favorites. Because, I mean, Hard to Love just fits Rosé so well. I think it could have, or maybe should have been on her solo album, actually.
Yeah, it's a little... I mean, I'm not the biggest Blackpink fan, so I don't really care, but I saw people thinking it's a little strange that she has a solo song on this one and the others don't.
Yeah, when I listened to the album, I thought, oh, they're all gonna have a solo. But then no.
It grew on me. I'm not like crazy about it. I always like Rosé's voice, so
Yeah.
it's always nice to hear her.
Yeah.
And the funky bass is nice.
Yeah.
And there's like this soft rock vibe. Yeah, it's nice, but
Yeah,
I'm
it just fits
not
her.
crazy about it. Yeah.
I really like the riff in the chorus, and I tend to enjoy a instrumental or mostly instrumental chorus, especially because with that really catchy riff, you're just going to be singing to the riff instead of vocals, which, you know, it's as long as it's catchy and nice, I really like it. And then Tally, it has a lot of like fed up and just fuck it energy. I mean, that's literally in the first line they say, I say fuck it. So I just really like it. I'm really here for it. And I guess it's kind of similar in message to Life's Too Short by aespa. And, you know, like talking about your haters and everything, but it feels even more earned for Blackpink just because they've been around for longer and they've had to deal with people's shit for longer. So I really dig that energy. And I like, just apart from the message and the energy, I just really enjoy it. I think it sounds really nice and I really like it.
I find it a bit boring.
Wow.
It's okay, but a little boring, so I wouldn't listen to it. It's just, yeah, it exists.
And then other than that, I like Type of Girl. Like sonically, it's really nice, but the lyrics,
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally, I'm not like other girls.
Yeah, I hated it the first time I listened to it. It grew on me a little bit, but it's, you know what it reminds me of? I really like Little Mix, but mostly I stopped liking them so much because the music became like this a little bit. So it reminds me of a Little Mix song that I wouldn't like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this one is kind of a guilty pleasure for me. I like the attitude. I don't like the message. And then The Happiest Girl is the first Blackpink ballad I genuinely enjoy.
So boring.
Okay. We don't look for the same things in ballads at all. And because it feels more sincere than their other ballads that are more melodramatic and first of all, kind of generic and over the top. And I've never really liked Blackpink's ballads. So this is the first one.
But I don't like this one either.
Oh, no, I really like it. Also, they sound really good on here.
I don't care. Sorry, I hate it.
Well, it's fine.
I mean, the album is very English heavy.
Which makes sense for them in a way.
And also, it's interesting that it has 3 explicit songs. Which, I mean, I feel like they very purposefully put themselves with this album in a less idol and more international girl group position.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, explicit songs, right, is very far from the idol image.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. Because, I mean, a lot of people seem to think this is their last album as a group.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, so... But I thought it was interesting that they positioned themselves so very much into that international, English, explicit...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like BTS are catering to the Western audience, but they're doing it in a different way.
Yeah, they're not dropping F-bombs.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I don't like BTS's English releases,
yeah.
and I really like this album. So.
No, I definitely prefer this way, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
for
I
sure.
just found it interesting as an observation.
Yeah, no, it definitely. I mean, it feels like Blackpink have been catering to the Western audiences for a while, but never as explicitly in the music itself, I would say.
True.
I've seen a lot of people say that this is probably the end for them because Shutdown, and they're going back to all of their previous music videos and everything. And also, I think their contracts are up next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But on the one hand, I'm like, yeah, leave YG because, I mean, they're not really managing them super well. But at the same time, there is no way that we can get the Blackpink we know and love if they're not in YG. We'll see. I'm curious. A little scared, but mostly curious.
Now we're scared for Stray Kids and Blackpink.
Yep.
Okay, we have one last one for the detailed section, right?
Yeah.
And that is I Love You by Lacuna.
Yes, and this will calm our nerves after this, because this is really nice.
Yeah.
I mentioned Lacuna already in my favorites playlist, so we talked about this song in the special mid-year episode, and I said that I talked for a while about this song because it was so beautiful and complex and layered and everything, and this is just once again the same thing. They have really great music. I really enjoyed this one. I think complexity is something they do well, like they, in the sense that they have many elements working together. It's never a straightforward song with them from what I've seen or heard. I really enjoy that they can make so many different elements sound so good together. And this is really dreamy and emotional, and it's sort of like calm happiness in a way, and kind of feels deep and emotional, but also intense. And it ends with this amazing guitar solo, which is such a great way to end this song. I'm in love with this song too.
It's nice. There's nothing to dislike about it, but for me personally, there's also nothing to particularly love about it. I agree, it's like very calming, and like parts of it are almost like meditative. Yeah. But again, like I mentioned before with what was the song? I think it was Don't Be Afraid to Fall. This would be nice background music for me, but I wouldn't like actively listen to it.
Yeah, no, that's my kind of music. So good. I love it. See, I feel more calm. Even though I'm worried about Blackpink and Stray Kids, I feel more calm already.
Okay, let's get to the 3-word section.
Yes. Okay, so first one is Party Rock by Gravity.
I have Immediately Feel Better.
And I have Bright Fun Summary.
Then we have Sugar Rush by Kepler.
I have Typical Universe Trash.
I have Police Siren Run.
Then we have Let It Shine by CN Blue.
I have Their True Sound.
And I have Fun, Cool, and Playful.
So far we agree, I guess. Next we have Brand New by Xiumin.
I have EXO but Blend.
I have Please Do Not.
We still kind of agree.
Yeah.
Then we have Crush's Rush Hour featuring J-Hope.
I have Funky Town Banger.
And I have Fun but Slow.
Slow.
Yeah, it's a little slow for me.
What?
It would
Okay.
be. It's good, but it would be even better with a higher BPM, I think.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Next you have 1 in a Billion by Enhypen.
I have pretty cool bassline.
I have Average 2022 song.
Huh? Then we have Crazy by Dustin.
I have Second Gen Chorus.
And I have Side Eye GIF.
I love the chorus. It's so good.
And I'm giving you Side Eye.
But the chorus?
Yeah, Side Eye.
Okay, next we have Eye to Eye by Limelight.
I have Bright, Charming, Moving.
And I have Potential is There.
Then we have The Rose's Childhood.
I have Beautiful, Haunting, Soothing.
I have Gorgeous, Emotional, Raw.
Ooh, that's a lot of adjectives. And last but not least, we have Kiss You by Ravi.
And I have Actually Pretty Nice.
And I have Kiss Me, Please.
So is he your bias now?
Honestly, he might be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Over Leo?
Maybe. I can't
Wow.
confirm 100% yet. But
I can confirm or deny.
yes. No comment.
Wow, cool.
So about our highlights of the month, because last time we did 5 because we are now doing an episode for a whole month. Do you think we need 5 this month too? Because it wasn't a good month, right? Same. Okay, go ahead.
Shut Down by Blackpink, Nirvana Girl by Sorn, and Love Song by Kanta.
Okay. Mine are Shut Down by Blackpink, Nirvana Girl by Sorn, and Walking on Water by Chaechung.
Oh, that's not the one I was expecting.
Oh, what were you expecting?
I mean, I wasn't
Two
expecting
Baddies.
something else. Yeah, you know what? Actually, on second thought. What are you excited for next month?
A lot. There's so many big names coming back in October.
Yeah.
Okay, the ones I'm most excited about are Stray Kids, excited but scared.
Yeah.
The Rose.
Yeah.
Wonho.
Oh, he's coming back?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, I'm so excited.
And Le Seraphim, because we've only had their first mini album, so I'm excited to see what they're doing.
Yeah, I only just saw today that they were gonna have a comeback. So first of all, I'm so excited about Sulki's solo debut.
Yeah.
I'm also like cautiously optimistic.
There's 3 kind of big solo debuts of idols who were quite big this month.
Really?
There's Silky, then there's Beko from New East, and Chaeyeon from Ice One.
Oh, yeah. Then there's Mamamoo, so that's cool. And Onewee. They're in my list of groups that I actively follow and like now. So I'm excited for their comeback. They always have pretty great music.
True.
So I hope they go for heavy, intense rock song.
I thought you were going to say Dreamcatcher.
Oh my god, they're coming back?
Yeah.
I didn't know that! Because I even looked it up right before we recorded and there was no mention of Dreamcatcher. Oh my god, no! Of course, I saw the secret thing on their Instagram. I just forgot.
Yeah.
Yes, I am excited about Dreamcatcher, obviously.
Also, what will be interesting is Treasure.
I mean, I'm not excited about them.
Me neither, not at all. I'm sorry. No, I mean, I have nothing against them, but like, I don't feel anything about them. I just find it interesting because I feel like they're not at all where YG was hoping they would be at this point.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since they've had a comeback, right? So I'm interested to see how this goes. But yeah, it'll be intense this month.
Yeah. So thanks again for listening. We hope you'll be back for our next recap episode next month. And then we'll also have a Halloween special. So look out for that.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at K-popinions podcast. And if you enjoyed listening to this, please leave us a good rating maybe. That would make us very happy. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.